Get the second chance you deserve and save up to 85% on your delinquent taxes. Call American Tax Relief for a free consultation to see how much money they can save you. Call 1-800-217-7965. Call American Tax Relief right now for your second chance. 1-800-217-7965. That's 1-800-217-7965. American Tax Relief.
Everybody's talking at me.
CRN Digital Talk Radio, the original Talkback with yours truly, Chuck Wilder. Paul Stern at the toll-free number up there near the Hollywood Hills, 1-800-336-2225, 1-800-336-2225. We are live across America on this, your favorite radio station or cable system, and of course around the world at www.crntalk.com. Program note Monday, Stephen Camarota, Director of Research of the Center of Immigration Studies. A new report is examining how immigration has changed the Golden State. California is now the least educated state. Congratulations. Yes. C.C. Cole, author of Act of Redemption, be looking at domestic violence. She says on an average more than 3 women a day are murdered by their husbands or boyfriends. And John C. Ryder, Washington Times, News with Views from behind the headlines. His article, Environmentalist Score in Obama's speech, Obama kills 20,000 oil jobs, 100,000 non-oil related jobs. However, he's pushing for the redistribution of wealth, through cap and trade. That's what we're going to talk about right now with my guest, Wayne Allen Root, CEO, entrepreneur, small business owner. He was 2008's vice presidential nominee, and he is author of that great book, The Conscience of a Libertarian. Hello, Wayne. How are you?
Hey, how are you, Chuck?
Oh, I'm all wrapped up. I tell you, we got the Lakers, we got the oil spill, and I was just thinking about you when about this Center for Immigration Studies, how California is now the least educated state. Remember how you were here and you moved?
Well, I've always talked about the difference between California and Nevada, and I escaped to Nevada, my new home state, my adopted home state, and that's not the only study you should know about. A new study came out just a few days ago by the CEOs of America, Chief Executive Magazine, which interviewed hundreds of CEOs, and they picked Nevada, one of the top 5 states in America, for doing business, and they picked California, guess where, out of 50 states?
Let's see, out of 50, according to Obama, it would be number 57.
That's it, number 50 out of 50. So California dead last, and of course illegal immigration would be one of the reasons the state is bankrupt, meaning California, and the highest paid school teachers in the country is perfect for a state whose students are now dumbed down to the lowest in the country. Perfect. So California's got a lot of problems, and it's a vicious cycle, Chuck, because the more people like me that make money and have assets that see government as bad, that move out of California, the less tax revenue that comes in that everyone has to split the pot with, and therefore they have to raise taxes again and again and again, and more people move out, and they raise them again, and pretty soon there won't be anybody left except those that need money. There won't be anybody to pay into the pot.
And Nevada's doing so well, maybe that's why the president suggests don't visit Las Vegas.
Well, Nevada's not doing well, but we keep getting voted at the top of places you want to do business. But the reason we're not doing well is, of course, the nation is ill. The nation is having trouble coming up with the money to get on a plane and fly somewhere and spend money at a nice hotel. And so that's hurting Nevada's economy and putting a lot of construction workers and a lot of casino workers out of business. But on the other hand, if you ask around the neighborhoods where I live, which are very nice neighborhoods, whether Nevada is still a great place to do business, even if business is down, every person I speak to says I would never move back to New York or California or Massachusetts or Michigan or New Jersey or any of those other terrible states, Illinois, Obama's Illinois, where taxes are much higher, because business is just as bad there, the budget deficits are just as bad there, but they've also got to pay a larger percentage of their own money to the government, and nobody wants to do that in Nevada. So I still put this state right at the top of places you want to live.
Well, Wayne, in your recent article this week, Obama's Gulf Crisis Response, Insanity Squared, you bring up the fact that, the lines have been drawn, and it's us against them, it's small business against Obama. And I like this, you say, as Ronald Reagan would say, there you go again, Obama. Obama is trying to turn this tragedy and national emergency in the Gulf into an opportunity to pass yet another massive tax that will bury our economy. Wayne says, does it ever end?
Well, I'll tell you what, Chuck, it's not just Obama, by the way. Let me make it clear. It's all of his socialist friends in the Democratic Congress. It's not Obama alone, but it's certainly Rahm Emanuel and Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid, my Nevada United States Senator, who I believe will go down to defeat this November. It's a whole bunch of them, and that whole socialist crew has tried to pass law after law after law in sneaky fashion that would wipe out every small businessman and woman in America. That's the thing. It's the unintended consequences of these laws, and it's also the little sneaky clauses amongst 2,000 pages written in legalese that no one but a top lawyer working for a senator would understand. Let me give you an example. Back when the universal health care bill passed, I think most people said, oh my gosh, you know, this could be a tragedy. It's going to mean higher taxes. It's going to mean longer waits. But what no one realized was 2,400 pages of that bill, how many surprises are in it you don't know about. Do you know one of them is a new law put in by the IRS as part of that? They snuck it in to the Obamacare bill. As of January 1st, 2012, every single business in America, including small businesses with one single owner or one employee, every one of them has to file a 1099, not for their employees like we've always done, but a 1099 now, get this, Chuck, for every single bill we pay in the course of a year.
Boy, you know, when I saw that in your article, I just said, oh my goodness. And I got to find this again because what you just said.
There's just no way it's not going to put thousands of businesses out of business. And
what was the figure on that again? Was it $600? You say
yeah,
anything?
It's not each bill that's $600, which would be bad enough. It's everything you buy all year long that adds up to $600 to one person you're giving the check to or the credit card to. So in other words, if I go to Staples to buy office supplies and the bill is $200, and I do that 3 times this year, I have to add that up. And at the end of the year, if it's over $600, I got to file a 1099 with the government for Staples. And get this, you've got to know Staples tax ID number.
Oh,
my goodness. You can't fill out a 1099 without knowing a tax ID number. This is not me making this up. This is very clearly in the law. So you've now got to know the tax ID number for everyone you do business with.